So go on then, who really guessed what I was going to do with this next? I mean, it is, for all intents and purposes, dead. But you'll have to watch to find out, won't you? It's Xavier, and it's quite a bit way in the afternoon now, but there's been a break up in the rain. So I thought we're going to deal with this. As you well know, this was a really nice Corkbark Elm I owned. I've had it for a long time. Yeah, it was actually just a cast-off branch that I'd thrown. I think I'd thrown it away into to some old weed pile. And a couple of years later, I was going through it and noticed there was roots on the bottom. And we all know how well Chinese elms love to root. So it's been potted up in this lovely S shape. It's got that lovely Corkbark Elm look that we love so much. And to be fair, it was doing well, probably up until I put it into an overly shallow Dawn Isaac pot. And certainly it's not Dawn's fault, definitely mine. And the video referring to that, somewhere coming up there, but it's it's the middle of summer last year when a number of my trees, one of which you've seen, the Chinese Elm, suddenly took a turn for the worse and decided that the intense heat wasn't for them, and I hadn't prepared for it. I mean, options with this were pretty limited. So when we actually look at what we've got now, I'm going to have a look in the roots. They went into sphagnum. Everything up here is dead, and I've seen nothing to indicate otherwise. What we have got is two shoots right down here at the base, and that could be the future for the tree. But as we discussed with the Chinese Elm, one of the issues we've got is for those shoots to get anywhere in relation to that sort of thick trunk is going to be 5, 6, 7 years in the making. And I'm quite happy to wait that long. If it works out, you're going to have this lovely, great, thick base, and you know, if I let that grow out, 3-4 years, it'll already start looking pretty decent. But in the meantime, I did think, what a shame to waste all of this. And I don't know whether they'll keep branches, but I thought, what could I do with that might also involve some of my cuttings. And yes, we all know I haven't done a Tanuki before. So I thought, rather than put it into the too difficult pile, which I've been really good at doing, should we have a go? I'm going to try and do a channel all the way around and then see if I can place one of these around there and perhaps match it up with one of the dead branches. So that's going to be what I'm going to do. Obviously that's a noisy little bleeder, so we'll have a little bit of nice, don't know whether we'll have Lexi music or not. I'm going to do the channel before I actually do anything else. As far as I'm concerned, this is, truthfully, this is a dead tree. So, you know, if this does well in a few years, all well and good. But I think if I start the Tanuki from this side, get the channel going round, and then we'll see where we go from there. So that's my plan, and hopefully you'll stay around and watch. So what we've got now is a nice channel to come up there, and then I might keep it out. It looks a bit soft under there, so I'm going to restart the channel up here, I think. I'm going to say, I think the key to remember that is the channel I'm doing is probably actually a little bit thinner than the whip I'm going to put in there. And the whole idea is I'll jam it in, and then I'll just use ties to keep it in, and I'll just keep it in there long enough that I think it'll stay in place on its own. Could be only as little as 3 or 4 months. So it's just about making enough for channel that what will happen is that hopefully the whip will just start to overgrow it, And then if I get nice little side branches coming, I can use these existing ones. So I'm just going to keep going on up. The more I can bend it down, I really want to get it right up here if I can. Just realised I'm going to need a pretty long whip for this. I didn't really think about just how much of that I'm going to use. That's going to limit my options. It's a nice enough channel in there. Channel under there, channel under there. So if we take that around, it's going to wrap. Is that going to be the front? If it comes up there, I'm wondering whether to bring it up there. So it's starting to get a bit thin for maybe. In the end, what we want to remember with this is eventually we're hoping is that we're actually going to develop the new fresh crown anyway. So I need to find the way up. And I think the way up could be do you know what? Okay, so I've got the channel drilled out. It's going to come up from down there. I suppose we really need to go and have a look down what's going on down there, don't we? The old engine room, as I like to say. I'm sure I mentioned something about wearing protective goggles, ear defenders and safety gloves as well. I'm sure I mentioned that, but if I didn't, make sure you wear them. Right, let's get this out and see just how, well, we know it's dead, so let's just... Hopefully we're going to have some roots, because it'd be nice if that does actually. And again, I'm racing against the weather. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me all right, because I've got the ball above the camera. So for those of you who are hoping to hear me breathing, sorry. Now there's fibrous roots on there, so I mean there's obviously nothing there, but I think down there we're going to have a lot more hope. Okay, let's just... So what I'm trying to find is the position where I can bring oops. Ah. Oh well. That's called not being very careful. If you hadn't noticed, I've just knocked the oh actually no, looking at them, no, they were dead. Okay, it's a complete Tanuki then. Right. In that case, the reason I want this off, because that's the channel I want the Tanuki to come up through there. Now this shouldn't need hardening, he says. I may lose these roots eventually. Now what I do still want to do is keep that sense of root and age on there, but now all I need to do, that's got the longest width, so that's what I want. And so no, the answer is no, I'm not using these on the rocks that were down there. Those rocks down there are stopping the bench from falling over actually. Okay, so what I want is this one. If I can help it, I want to try and keep these still together. There we go, come on. Nice set of roots off there. Nice big long root there, lovely. Okay. Okay, that's what we want. Okay, so that's what we've got. Some nice roots there. Take that upper one off. And as I've said, I've never done this before, so have a look. So the nice thing is with those roots I can slip roots under there, under there. And then what I've got to try and do okay. This is where I find out that channel isn't deep enough. Okay. Well, for Christmas, my children actually got me these really nice digging things, gouges and stuff. So what I'm going to do is gouge that channel out just a little deeper, and a little wider, so it can take there we go. So we've got roots will go that way, roots will go that way. That channel's much better, good. And the important one is the channel at the bottom here, because you really do want that to stick in there. What I don't want to do is break those branches off if I can help it, but okay, let's see how we are now. Right, I'm happy with that. Always helps if you put them the right way around, I think. Okay, so it's definitely in the channel there. Okay. Now we've got to work out whoa. Quite flexible, but I am going to need to tie that off another one. There we go. That's nice, we've got a branch coming off here and here, some here and here. Let's just try and decide. Okay. Final one there. Okay, well, that's totally wrapped around. So I've got some good roots here. Might just perhaps put that over that one. That there, that there, that there. The roots down there. Okay. So what we're going to put in, I'm sorry, no talking, but hopefully me working my way around that was enough. Let's find something to put it in. Okay. Pot, going to wire it down. Obviously, we've still got real roots in there, and we want those to grow. This habit of sphagnum moss, I don't know. Perhaps it's not that necessary. I blame Adam actually. You're the one who started doing this more often. Anyway, okay. So we've got that root there. Okay, now the key here is to make sure that those roots that I have deliberately placed actually get a chance to thrive in this. Lovely, see there, there's the Tanuki line. All the way around. Got some branches that are going to come out here. Got another one down here, which will work out perfectly. This one up here. Gosh. Now, I'm not completely lost that there may actually still be life right in the base. So I won't be surprised if we do get perhaps couple of little suckers coming up, which will be all for the better, I think. So I'll give you a close-up of how it looks against the trunk. But what do you think? That's my first attempt at a Tanuki. Give it a spin. Coming up there. It's a little bit away from the channel there. And then we get this nice branch paralleling this one here. And it's back in the channel here. We've got a lovely branch here. We've also got from under here, we've got this little branch here, and then we're in the channel here. Got green coming out, nice in the channel there, so it'll thicken there, it'll thicken there. We're in the channel up there, some more bits and pieces from there coming round. That's a lovely one. We've got a nice little bud coming out there, all the way up there, still in the channel nicely. Another little bud there coming outwards. There, we've got one that's coming up. Who knows, that may become the new leader. Another one here. Then it comes up and under here. And there we go, up there. A few buds here and here. And then obviously it comes up through here and straight up. So, I'm happy. And hopefully anyone else who hasn't tried doing a Tanuki before, you can see I did it, and I think that's worked out pretty well. I have a lot of hopes the new recipient cutting will do well and thrive. And again, it was one of mine, so all of this is nothing. Now, I reckon the rate they grow, I can take those ties off 2, maybe even 3 months. Who knows, maybe sooner. I'll be looking all the time for expansion, lots of growth, because I want to get those tyres off as soon as I possibly can, because what I don't want to do is obviously get the tyre marks on there. Tyre marks, you know what I mean. No different from wire. But I'm absolutely ecstatic. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is the first Expressions Tanuki with a Chinese elm onto a Corkbark elm. Yeah, I'm really excited. So I've got another one in mind. If you haven't tried it, a bit like Root on Rock, that's it. And if you haven't got a Dremmel, then you can see I did gouge out a lot of it with channeling woodwork tools. Anyway, it is definitely getting dark, I can see that. So from the top of the garden and my Tanuki Corkbark elm, I'll say thanks very much for taking the time to watch. If you love this, please subscribe. And this is definitely, if you think other people might be interested, share it on social media. I'm being totally ruthless, it suits me, but it may well suit someone you share it with. Thanks again, all the best, happy bonsai, and God bless. Cheers.